right. Now, this is so special. It's called the Anna Griffin Impression Dies Finishing School Craft Box. We call it the Finishing School Craft Box because you are getting the coupon to go to the Finishing School online, which is fantastic. So if you're looking for great tricks and tips and all kinds of tutorials, they're all there for you. But the real thing about this is the brand new die technology where you can actually put your pigment inks right on the dies themselves. So when you're transferring that over and cutting, whatever it is, or you know, you're embossing or debossing, whatever you're doing, you will get that image right there, and it will already have the color of the ink on it. And then all you do is a quick wipe off the die, and you're back to square one. It'll work on all your different machines. Obviously, these dies will. So love it. $119.95. That's our sale price, our today's special sale price. Only $23.99 gets it home. Tons of versatility. You're going to get 21 of the impression dies, and again, you get a bunch of them that are more, I would say, on the feminine side. So you see some florals, some butterflies, and flowers. But you're also, and I love that Anna is doing this, especially with Father's Day so close, we've got these that have like the trophy, and they've got the airplane, and a little more of the geometric sort of a pattern. So if you're doing things for Father's Day and such, you're good to go there. But tons of versatility. You get all these pigment dyes are included. You get 8 of those in all these great, great colors. You get a wonderfully made, beautiful storage box to keep everything that you have, all your dyes and all your inks. You will absolutely love it. Let me introduce you to our special guest. Since this is a shorter presentation, I want her to come right out. Here she is, our girl, Anna Griffin. Hi, Anna.
Hi, I didn't go anywhere. I'm really excited about this because when we think about die cutting and embossing, we think, oh, okay, Anna Griffin, she makes beautiful, intricate dies. Well, with this, we are now able to do all that beautiful, intricate die cutting and embossing, but we can also basically create an impression. We are using the dies to actually create a rubber stamp impression like that, but it's actually letterpress. It's pushing the ink into the paper, and it's doing it in a way that it's a brand new, like not something that we've been able to do. I don't want to confuse anybody with like the idea of foil stamp dies, okay? This is not that. This is about stamping, just like you would with a stamp, ink into paper, and then the embossing technology and die cutting technology of working with a beautiful metal die gives you this incredible letterpress effect. So not foil stamping, we are actually stamping inks. So we can create this beautiful blind emboss with the die. It works just like a regular die does and cuts the design. You can ink the face of it with a pigment water-based ink and create that impression. And then you can actually use any of the inks that are in your craft cabinet. So when I say any of them, that means any of them that are water-based. So you're going to take the die, and we're going to take the pigment ink. I'm using the Aegean blue. We did in the 8 colors. They are our perfect palette colors. And we have 4 that are more masculine and 4 that are more floral and feminine. And when we take the die, we're gonna put it on, I'm using my little Empress Mini, but we take the die, we put it flat on the paper, and then I'm cutting into the magnetic mat, but you can do this any number of ways. You can lay the paper on top of the ink and on top of the paper, on top of the die. I just like to do it face down. So this is just, and this is not unique to my little machine here. This is gonna work with any machine that you have. You're going to be able to create the impression, push the ink into the paper. It's all dimensional now, absolutely beautiful. And when you're working with this, this is something that, I have a big giant aha moment every single time I peel one of these off the plate system, because you're getting this beautiful taupe. The more ink that you give the face of the die, the darker the impression. And it's going to work. Like if you have a favorite ink color, let's say that is plum or a really rich dark red, you're now able to use those. As long as they'll wipe off with a wet wipe, you can use those with these dies. So we're talking about being able to make an impression on metallic papers, on craft papers, on all kinds of specialty cardstocks, and even create something as subtle as this with that taupe ink. But you see how this is actually our new matte foil colors for him, and those are coming up later today, and you can actually blind emboss with those as well. So it is, you know, Guy, it's so much fun. I have another one that I'll do right quick for you, and just bear with me to find it in this pile of things. All right, here we go. Now, if we want to take the impression die and your plate system and just use a matte foil piece of cardstock. Once again, we're going to use the die, and I'm going to go face down into the mat. And there's nothing to it, really. It's just like we would die cut with any of our gorgeous intricate cutting dies. It's the same process. I'm using the Empress Mini just because it's really fast to show you. But you see how we get what now looks like a gorgeous Dresden embellishment. We have a perfect place for a sentiment. You have all the designs in this box that are going to allow you to make an impression with butterflies, and I love the oval. And if you have any of our album making dies, this is that beautiful die, and now you can use it as an impression die. Make these in multiples because it's that fast and easy, and you have mirror image corners as well.
You know what, I'm looking at them, Anna, and the texture part that you talked about, the dye, it goes right in. So you literally can feel, you know, the three-dimensionality of this because you're actually pressing that dye right in. So it just has a whole different look than if something is just laid on top. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so letterpress printing is done, you know, on big machines with really complicated equipment. But now you can do it a one-off experience with, you know, different colors of inks. You press the ink into the paper. You get that beautiful dimension. It's like adding color to your embossing, which I love to call buttercream frosting. You know, it's just beautiful. A texture adding experience. And so here you go. Each one is going to give you something more beautiful than the next.
They are awesome. And again, we've got designs for both female designs and ones that are a little more masculine. So, you know, you got Mother's Day and Father's Day right there all ready to go. By the way, auto ship has been the most popular. We have a single ship where you can just get what I've shown you, or you can get the future shipments for $52.95. The Sweetheart impression dies and ink, that'll come to you in December of 2021. We also have the one that comes to you in March, and you see that's kind of your fresh air, sort of your springtime dies with, and you get inks to go along with that as well. You can lock in that price at $52.95. You can cancel at any time. Most people are going for auto ship, and really